Good evening. Hundreds of people marched through Poole today to protest against a shake-up of the NHS in Dorset. Under plans currently being discussed, there will be major changes at Bournemouth, Poole and Dorchester hospitals. Richard Jones reports.
The NHS says its plans for hospital provision will improve services to patients across the county, but protesters are not convinced. They're worried that a proposed single major accident and emergency department at Bournemouth, with reduced provision at Poole, will put lives at risk.
They call it savings, it's cuts, it's money that won't be spent on the NHS.
They said, well, if all the surgeons move to, you'll get a better service if they move to Bournemouth. But then, as a lot of people said, you'll be dead by the time you get to Bournemouth.
We should lose the A&E unit in Poole, and we can't afford to lose it. And we can't afford to lose all the services that would naturally go with it. And that's why I'm here today, because I think we do need to stand up and be counted now.
If they take these services away, it's going to affect the community, and I don't think people realise how much it will affect them.
The NHS says the public will be asked for their views on the plans, and no decisions will be made until a full consultation process is complete. Richard Jones, ITV News, Poole.
Officers investigating a sexual assault on a 13-year-old girl in Havant have issued an e-fit of a man they'd like to speak to. The girl was walking a dog with her 10-year-old friend in the Parkhouse Farmway area. She was approached by a man in his 30s at about 3 p.m. on Sunday the 2nd of October. Police are appealing for witnesses and are asking children to stick to well-lit and busy areas when walking home. When disaster strikes, a comforting thought is that plenty of us rush to the scene to help in any way we can. But sadly, well-meaning volunteers can get in the way. The British Red Cross is aiming to tackle this problem by recruiting and training a reserve force who they can summon in an emergency. Sally Simmons joined some new trainees in Netley, near Southampton.
Today's emergency scenario is spelt out by project coordinator Duncan McPherson.
Well, over the past week there's been heavy rain. The local river's burst its banks, causing extensive flooding.
New recruits quickly grab their equipment ready for action.
We're well armed here to go and fight the foe. We are clearing up on the Netley beach now.
Boxes of groceries from the Trussell Trust in Andover are reorganised into emergency food parcels.
So who's in charge? You seem to be giving the orders to your friend there.
I'm just reading the list.
I'm told.
Over 200 have signed up to be emergency reserve volunteers in Hampshire. The idea is that in an incident like last month's fire at a school in Selsey, the British Red Cross can call up the number they need and be sure they're reliable. Unknown, untrained, well-meaning helpers on the day can be a hazard.
So volunteers that just turn up, they can be a bit of a nuisance really, especially for the emergency services. Managing, say, 30 people that have just turned up on the scene is another ask, and sometimes that takes their attention away from the matters in hand.
Distributing supplies, collecting debris or filling sandbags are all tasks the reserve volunteers could be asked to do. And it's hoped this group will become an invaluable resource for the British Red Cross.
This is a pilot scheme, but if it's successful, it will be rolled out across the whole of the UK. Sally Simmons, ITV News, Southampton.
Sport, and it's been a busy afternoon for our football teams. In the Premier League, Bournemouth beat Hull 6-1, while in the Championship, Brighton drew with Preston, as did Reading at QPR. In League One, it was goalless for Swindon at Wimbledon. Oxford United beat Bradford, and in League Two, Crawley lost at Cheltenham. Portsmouth drew at top of the table Plymouth. Well, let's take a look at the weather now with Philippa Drew.
From puddles to paddling, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello again. Well, it's certainly been a fairly changeable start to the weekend and more of the same to come over the next 24 hours or so. Further rain or showers on the cards, that heavy at times, and all the while accompanied by some fairly blustery winds. And we can see just why. Low pressure has been very much in charge out towards the west of the UK today, making little progress over the next 24 hours or so. As a result, we continue this feed of winds from the southwest, introducing further bands of rain or showers. So for tonight, well, actually not looking too bad. Today's rain soon clearing away northeastwards, and for many of us it will be dry with largely clear skies, staying windy throughout as well. And I think towards the end of the night, that's when we'll start to see further showers just nudging up from the south and west. With the wind staying up, that will also help to keep the temperatures up. For many places, we should stay just about in double figures. So as I said, showers arriving later in the night. Those will soon take hold tomorrow morning. A wet start for many of us, the showers merging to give longer spells of rain, heavy at times, but moving quickly northeastwards. So for the afternoon, things look a lot better. Much drier, much brighter, still on the breezy side though. Temperatures in the best of the sunshine around 15 or 16 degrees. Bye-bye for now.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.